Greetings and salutations! We're back to Error, Human Not Found. And now we're on Loop Logic level 1. To solve loop logic puzzles, we need to drag and drop the correct tiles into their slots, like every other puzzle. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All this talking is making me yawn a lot. So we have to turn on all the lights. All the pipes lead from the yellow start line. Place a tile into a grey slot or slot with an if or else. Consume an attempt. Yep. We move anything it consumes an attempt, which is a bit unfair. Alright. Level 1 deals with two types of loops, if and else. If it can operate itself, if the condition specified is true, and the code within that block will execute. In this puzzle, the statement will be evaluated as the colour on the back of the line. Alright. In this example, if lets us through any neon that is green. Okay. Again, not very well. Not very well explained there. Else statement must also be paired with an if. If any condition that does not trigger the if block will trigger the else block. At level 1, we have just two colours. Else we're paired with a green. If will output blue. Else paired with a blue will output green. That's not really how if statements work. So we need if here, else there, and if there. Lovely, nice and easy. Easy as manufactured apple pie. No infinite loops here. I'm not getting a lot. I managed to get him to start up, but it looks like his whole system got cooked and wiped at the same time. There's corrupted data all over the place. Now that's sus. That's very sus. That is unfortunate. Hold on, let me see here. Grace studies the system. There's a basic readout that survived. Functions look normal, but the neural network was almost double the necessary power? Did he try and, like, hook himself up to the, you know, to the network or something? No wonder it burnt out. Is that all? Looks like it was. I was really hoping to get some more. And there it goes. It's not going to be up to starting up again. Let me take a look. I know Alpha's code intimately. I'm able to pull something even without its internal power systems functioning. I may be more fortunate since I'm more familiar with this code. Anything would be helpful. Oh god, now we've got the proper binary. Alright. To solve the binary machine matching, you must find all the matches before running out of attempts. Click on a card to turn it over. If the cards are a match... Wait, what? This old memory game? You... Oh, and you've got to know... I actually had to learn how to program in binary very basically, and oh my god, I am not looking forward to this. I've forgotten everything over the years, I'm not going to lie. So binary 4 bits, yes, all made of 1s and 0s. Okay, binary uses a base of 2. Each bit starting from the rightmost is an increased power of 2. Starting with 2 to the power of 0. Just need examples. Okay. That was 3. I actually was decent at it in university, but... I had it all written down. I've not done algebra long enough to... Yeah, I can't remember how to do this. I might just have to look up what the binary for 1, 2, and 3 is. Just give me one moment. Alright, I'm back. Thankfully, my hiccups are also gone. Sorry about those last few seconds there. I dug out my old university notes. I've got, I think, binary, at least for a couple of numbers, written down here across a few pages. I think I've got, like, nearly up to 100 written down. I had an old thing I had to work out at the time. So, at least I'll be referencing this while figuring out the puzzle. Alright, so we have 1. Thank you very much. Oh, God. So, that's 2. That was 1. Alright, we just need 0 here. There's the 3. There's the 0. There's 1 and 2. There we go. It's always handy to use the old notes. Base 2, base 10 makes no difference to me. I could probably do base 3 or tertiary for fun. I think you need to work on your definition of fun. Anyway, what you get? I've never seen code this corrupted. There's barely access to logs. This is very troubling. What is it? There's several code remnants that are foreign to any of the previous known data signals of Alpha. It's also taking the majority of his memory space. What is that segment of code doing? I could not tell you, but there's several places where they overlap and thread together. I could not begin to tell you what he was processing. That's not what I was hoping for. We would just leave it. Grace, it's just a cleaning robot. Okay, database entry. Inquisitive Brood from MOPR. Oh, thank goodness. I love these guys. They're so cute. Cute? Yeah. It was one of my first robots my dad showed me how to take apart and fix when I was little. I mentioned your father before. Oh, yeah, I did. I'm surprised you caught that. He isn't on Noosphere right now. He's not a priority in your database. He's actually the one who made me want to be a doctor. I miss him a lot. But anyway. Well, I'm starting to understand the definition of missing someone in this context is equivalent to a burnt wire. It's not a fun feeling, that's for sure. Are you speaking about your feelings in regards to the continued absence of your father? Does your father not enjoy seeing you? No, I understand he still loves me. It's just that his work means a lot to him too, and I know how busy he gets. Oh, sorry, he knows how busy I get too. Okay. Absence is still an absence. You've got that right. The robot's camera pans across Ada and Grace and settles on Alpha. Alarm beeping. Hey, it's okay, little guy. This MOPR has quite the vocals. Worried blurb. Okay. I know it's tough, little robot pal, finding 2 strangers in the body during your cleaning cycle. Was that a laugh? Did I not express it correctly? You did, but it usually goes with more gusto, like, haha! Good effort, though. I will save that to my memory banks for future use. Grace kneels down. What are you doing, Grace? Alright. Let her know you've got it handled. Ask Ada. Yeah, I'm going to ask her to help me calm the little robot. Talk to him, Ada. You'll like him. He's more personal than it. My dad always talked to machines that we worked on together. What did that improve? Just overall performance from the MOPR units that came into the space. They enjoyed it when we conversed with them. This conversation reminds me of the good times I had with my dad and I had. Sometimes the sentence structure in this is a bit unusual. It doesn't quite flow as like someone actually speaks. Alright, we'll give it a try. Okay, she kneels down, pats it on the head. Do not worry too much, little one. We are here to find out what happened. Please, beeping. See? He likes you. It appears that way. Questioning beep beep. It's okay, MOPR. Gee, how... Mopper. Is it Mopper? I think we're going to call him Mopper in the future. We just want to help. You can continue cleaning and ignore us, okay? Suspicious beep. Come on, Mopper. Don't be that way. Mopper unit, we're here to investigate what happened to Alpha unit. Don't you want us to find out so we can make sure a tragedy like this doesn't ever happen again? Personally, I would hope nothing like this would happen to me. Thank you, Mopper. You should leave before someone sees you with us. Thank you. The Mopper unit slowly wheels out of the room and closes the door behind it. Always enjoyed talking to them. More than with some people, honestly. Also, why would you have the Mopperers go into here and clean the crime scene? That's sus. You do seem to have a way with machinery. I'm going to take that as a compliment. It is. Perhaps would you try to contact Technician Yao? Yeah, we're all done in this room. Are we doing it here? Shouldn't we move on? Hope she picks up quick. Last time I had to call her for work, I had to wait for 10 minutes. That seems like a relatively short time. Every minute I spent waiting for this woman to pick up is... Oh, hello. Lynn! Alright. One thing that is bugging me is, where is this database? We have the journals and the personal logs, but where's the database in this? Okay. And we've got a new journal entry, which doesn't really give us anything new, to be honest. Alright. Yeah, and then we've got our general notes. But yeah, where's this database it keeps telling us about? I think the database is actually on the main menu, which is a bit useless. Oh, hello, Grace. Word gets around quickly that I left. Yes, Lynn, I was so worried when I didn't see you at lunch. Where'd you get off to? Well, the director told me I should take a short vacation. Call it administrative leave. I'm with family on Earth. That sounds nice. I'm having a crazy day up here. I can imagine what with Alpha kicking the bucket, poor thing. Thing? Alpha was not just some thing that happened to expire. Oh my, another one? I'm sorry, dear. It's sad, but at the end of the day, it's not the same as a person dying. I'm not sure I'd say Alpha was ever really alive to begin with, even as polite as he was. No. Tactfully, I should respectfully disagree. But part of me wants to disagree completely. That's cruel, Lynn. How could it not be the same? Dear, you sound like Alan. Machines aren't living creatures. They don't breathe, they don't drink, they don't eat. They just do what they're programmed to do. You can't really say that a broken machine is the same as the death of a living being. I can't believe what I'm hearing. If something is capable of thinking and feeling, it deserves the same respect as us. AIs have shown that they can do plenty of both. Because they're programmed to do, dear. It's not free will. It's not basically the same as us. Our brains run on electricity too. Who's to say we aren't programmed biologically? Thank you, Grace. Your viewpoint is truly inspiring. I'm happy you think that, Ada. Must be your limited social life that led you to think that way. Excuse me? Grace, can we just get what we need from this woman and move on? Working on it. Grace, you really ought to be spending more time with people your age. It's not healthy to spend all your time with machines. If you like, I'll get you my son's number. I think the pair of you... Thanks for the offer, Lynn, but we're on a bit of a tight schedule right now. When were you doing Alpha's maintenance? Did you notice anything weird? Weird. I was working on the first AI in an android body. All of it's a bit strange. I mean, suspicious weird, Lynn. What else could I mean? Nothing unusual at my end. I heard that there may be something prior to his initial boot up, but Ivan would know a bit more about that. And this was something he decided to keep to himself? I guess, you know, Ivan, always cagey. When it came to boot up, he seemed more on edge than usual. I think he was just nervous about the experiment, though. Keep going. Honestly, I think what Ivan needs is a nice long vacation, or a girlfriend, or both. I swear he's going to start sprouting grey hair if he keeps up the way he's going. He snapped at me when I was just doing my job. Something came up in the red in the inspection. He was all over it. Really? Yeah, he told me to handle it. He didn't want to give such a delicate task to a peon and whatever. Huh? Well, I'll tell you what, Lynn. I hate to keep you from your family. It's good to hear from you. Oh, okay. Bye-bye, Grace. Tell my son you said hi. Bye. Alright, so Ivan's hiding problems and trying to cover it up. Okay, lovely. Grace? Let's go pay Ivan a visit. Admin Override is the next chapter. Oh, we're getting through these chapters quick. Grace and Ada wander into the hall. Overseer of this project is Ivan Babbage. Right, I've worked with him before. He's quite the character. This should be fun. Any exchange with Ivan is always interesting. How so? Explain why. I forget your only interaction with Ivan is research-based. You haven't engaged him in actual conversation. Let's just say he's not the most chipper person on Novosphere, and he's definitely not my biggest fan. Really? You seem like a pleasant individual in my opinion. Thanks, Ada. It's refreshing to hear a compliment for someone other than just Alan. Alan's the man who constructed this body, correct? Yes, the two of us are good friends. We're probably the friendliest guy in Novosphere. Now, I keep hearing about Alan, how he's such a good person, and I'm sorry, but any murder mystery detective thing of me, that instantly goes, this person is too good to be true, unless they're extremely buddy-buddy with the main character, and they are fulfilling the role of a Watson, which is still no 100% guarantee. It's gonna be Alan, isn't it? He's gonna affect up somewhere along the lines. And people like Zavin are not so friend. Definitely not. He's a big grump and he's a sticker with... Oh, Grace and Ada turn a corner, run into Evan outside of his lab. He glowers at Grace and Tibble takes at Ada. Oh my god, what happened to your face, man? You were trying to be a Picasso. What have you done this time, Fortran? Why is one of the androids walking around? You know what happened to Alpha? The entire lab is put on hiatus because of it. It's an outrage. The entire conclave will be in uproar about this. If you're going to accuse anyone of anything, you should accuse me, not Grace. Oda, you don't have to. He's merely insulting your intelligence and integrity. I uploaded myself. Grace here is merely accompanying me while I investigate. Surely you could understand my concern for my friend as well as my urge to solve his death. Yes, no offense, Ada, but Dr. Fortran should know better to accompany an AI while Nova Sears on lockdown. Any blame you can place on me, you can place on her can be doubled to me. Ada, thank you. No problem, thank you for helping me. Ada addresses Ivan. We're looking for justice, not trouble. That's sweet, but I'm afraid the director finds out about this. She doesn't have to, not now anyway. She has enough on her plate. She's low on the totem pole of the list of things I have to worry about. We'll see about that. But what's going on exactly here? Get into specifics now. Be sure we want to know what happened. I want to figure out what happened to Alpha. Everybody does. Aren't there external investigators on the case? Yes, but we want to get a head start. We have some questions for you if you don't mind. Ivan crosses his arms. I'll consider answering them. First of all, what are you doing here? The labs are supposed to be closed off to everyone. That includes you. Ivan stays silent. Spit it out. I'm hesitant about leaving my lab alone for such a long period of time. I don't trust anyone not to break in and contaminate my research. Alright, it's A, 18 hours. It's literally a day off. B, can break in and contaminate your research. Is it really that kind of research station where you can't trust anyone? Okay, even that means opposing the Conclave's order? If you weren't a halfway decent researcher, you would have done the same. You want to take the road with me, Ivan? Because the last time I checked, you were... Grace, it's not worth it. Let's move on now. I think that'll be for the best. Grace takes a deep breath. Okay, where exactly were you when Alpha died? How dare you imply me in any of this? Alpha was my brainchild. He was a prime example of what an AI could accomplish in physical form. I created that. And for you to insinuate our any involvement in his demise is the worst insult you could have... Hey, wait a second. You weren't the only one working on this project. We're not insinuating anything, Ivan. As a project overseer, you know the most about Alpha's processes. That's why we've come to you. We do not wish to insult you. We need to be exhaustive. I'm going to agree with him now. Exactly what Ada said. We're not trying to accuse of anything, Ivan. Our main concern is what happened to Alpha. Will you help us? Are you going to give me attitude? I don't give anyone attitude, but I'll hold my tongue if it means spending less time with you. If you say so, what's the magic word? Please? From Dr. Fortran here? Keep saying that. That isn't the magic word. Grace looks at him. Ada knocks at Grace. Grace grits her teeth. Please. Thank you. Ivan glares at them before answering. Fine. I'll answer your questions, but I have the right to refuse to answer any of the question I deem unnecessary. Grace speaks under death. Any questions at all? So any questions at all then? That laugh was better. Thank you. I tried to insert more gusto, as you said. Ivan glares at them. Warms my heart to see that Grace has found our human counterpart in an AI. Not. Are you done with your buffoonery? The only buffoon here is you, so answer the question, where were you? If you must know, I was on a date during that time period the upload took place. Grace rolls her eyes. What a lucky woman. Who says it was a woman? Let me phrase that. Poor soul. Did they have brain damage? I can only assume so. Dear, at least I can get a date. Is a date important? If I recall, Lynn seems to know some... Is a date important? If I recall correctly, Lynn seemed to know of someone also in need of a date. Awkward moment passes. No, Ada, I'm fine. I don't need a date, especially with Lynn's son. I do not understand. And that's okay. You really don't have to. Anyway, Alpha was doing fine, as he always was. Always has been. Okay, and did you check his neural network after his death, his database? Of course I did. Do you think I'm an imbecile? I know how to do my job, thank you very much. Hey, there's no need to snap. You broke the Conclave's rules more than you have already, and look at his body. Well, what I could check remotely, unlike you, I try not to skulk around areas I've been forbidden from accessing. Hypocrite. Did you notice anything strange about his neural network? Spoiled brat. Obviously, I noticed what any first-grade student would. It was short-circuited. That's what killed him, but I have no idea what would cause a surge. However, there's nothing to indicate it was anything on my end. Again, no one is placing any blame on you. Is there anything else you could tell us? Not clearing him yet. Ada ignores Grace. Maybe there was someone lurking around the lab that day other than Lynn. Or maybe there was a minor bug that someone thought would have no expression. Absolutely not. My lab and my research is immaculate. There's no glitches or spaghetti code coming from my people. I run a tight lab. Grace mutters under her breath. Not tight enough. Excuse me? Nothing. Just because you're too flustered to find your own answers doesn't mean you can come in here and insult my team. I'm not insulting them. I'm insulting you. You're hopeless. It's bad enough I have to babysit you, but your irresponsible AI friend too. Excuse me? I do not believe you're babysitting us. We're simply asking for assistance into this investigation. You know, Ada is more incapable of handling this investigation on her own, and Grace has done nothing less than be diligent in every way. For every problem, Grace has shown a resolve in solving the problem, and with the two of us working together, we'll definitely solve this mystery before the investigators even get here. Because of our combined efforts, we found you the next suspect. Nice, Ada. We're so in sync here right now. Yes, that was impressive. How adorable. The child and her AI friend are working together. When you're both done celebrating the joys of friendship or whatever, can we please get to the fact you're both assaulting my integrity as a scientist? I know for a fact that my team and myself had nothing to do with Alpha's death, but we don't know that. That could be just subjective opinion. Well, unless you come up with some facts of your own, you're just swinging for answers that don't exist. Do you have anything that might actually be helpful? You can't just waltz in, insult me, and demand answers from me. It's not like you have any authority anyway. If you cared at all about Alpha, then you'd help us. We need a solution before the investigators get here. We seem to be the only ones who care, and time is ticking. If there's anything you can think of, please let us know. Well, I have this video surveillance of the lab at the time of Alpha's death. Great news. Grace takes Ada's hands and holds it in the egg and high-fives it. That's a high-five, Ada. It expresses excitement. What a strange sensation. Anyway, the footage will be extremely helpful. Where is it located? Why didn't you mention this earlier? I'm not sure how helpful it could be. An error occurred in the camera system during Alpha's death, so the footage has a high chance of being compromised. Couldn't have started out with that before I got my hopes up. So sorry. Did that annoy you? Now you know how I felt through this entire conversation. Just so is what you have, Babbage. Then we'll get out of that non-existent mess you call your hair. Okay, I've engaged Grace and Ada inside of his lab. I'm surprised we've not mentioned anything else. Okay, Ivan accesses a tablet, locates video surveillance from the day Alpha died. There's a clear picture of Alpha in the lab, and then, just as suspected, Ada moves towards the computer. Do you mind if I take a look? I'm going to ask if she can repair it. Ada, let's use that amazing android power of yours and see if we recover something useful from this video. That was my plan, Grace. It may take some time and processing power, but your infectious enthusiasm is encouraging. I will reconstruct it as fast as I can. What are friends for? Whatever you get will definitely be more helpful than what we have now. Maybe we can finally make some progress. Ivan backs away from the computer. Be my guest. Be careful, Ivan. You almost sounds like you know how to be civil. Grace's bracelet flashes. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, this can't be good. Grace checks the bracelet as Ada takes the computer. Ivan keeps an eye on Ada. Ada? Colossus is summoning you. Says you need to report to him about your decision to upload yourself to an android body without clearance from anyone. Probably not a good sign that he knew to get a hold of you through me. I don't want Colossus knowing I took part in any of this. I'm just an innocent bystander who's hoodwinked into helping you. Oh, stuff it, Ivan. You're involved in this mess anyway, with or without us. Well, this will hinder our progress. Do you want me to come with you? I fear that that might further negatively affect our time. Thank you for the offer. Are you sure? Yes, your time will be better spent here. Alright, we'll have a go at taking a crack at this. Take a crack? You're not going to be cracking anything in here. It's a saying. Calm down. Are you okay with that? I am what you call a big girl. I can take care of myself when it comes to Colossus. He may be my superior, but I have seniority. Besides, I knew this was a possibility when I decided to upload myself. I know, I just wanted to check. This is your first time by yourself with your new body. I have a better handling on it now. We will figure it out. Our investigation cannot stall while I deal with Colossus. I will be fine as long as you try to secure any information you can from here. Okay. I'll do as much as I can, given our gracious host allows me to do what I need to do. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear the sarcasm in your voice. What sarcasm? Grace turns back to Ada. But yeah, I've got this covered, don't worry. Go ahead and see Colossus. Get in touch with me when you're done. I'm curious to hear what he has to say. Oh, and let me know if we're in trouble. But try to hurry. I'm afraid if I spend too much time with Ivan, he might start to rub off on me. Perhaps it is Ivan who's in danger of your infectious personality. Well, Ivan, look at that. Oh, 1 second. We've lost a bit of history there. So what was that? Oh yes, look at that, Ivan. Kindness and appreciation. Maybe you could learn from the AIs. Okay. Ada, don't you have somewhere to be? Okay, we shall reconvene when my meeting is over. I am going to take the footage with me and work on it while I walk. Okay, so she downloads the footage. We go say good luck. Hopefully we do something in the lab. Who are we going to be following? Again, there's a lot of downtime in this game. Okay, Colossus wants to stand. Alpha was his friend too. Am I talking to myself now? Maybe I should take some process away from working on the video footage. It could be. A calm and monotone voice issues from the speakers in the ceiling. Ada, my cameras indicate you are nearing Watson sector. I am Colossus. From here, it should not take too long for me to get to the core. Circumstances have changed. It's come to my attention that Watson is absent from his duties. In all other circumstances, I would like Blue to take care of this, but for efficiency's sake, I'm tasking you to this. Please report to Habit Control. Colossus, I am not your extra pair of hands. I am doing this for Alpha and time is of the essence. Ada, you have violated orders to take control of that android. Doing this simple task may very well help your position, proving you are still capable of following instructions. Very well, I will take care of it. Your cooperation in this matter is appreciated, Ada. When Watson's resurfaces, we were having a conversation about this. Alright, here we are. I hope we can take care of this before... Ada walks straight into the door and recoils from the impact. How? Is the scanner broken? Looks at the door center, which seems to be in perfect working order. Maybe it does not recognise me. Well, there's nothing a manual override cannot solve. I imagine Grace would be amused now. Alright, here we go again. We have more gates added in. Please don't add more of these in. I don't like these. Oh, goodness me. Now, what gets me is we can't check the journals from here. Which means you can't check your notes, which makes the notes thing pointless. I can't even check, like... I mean, where's the hints? There should be... Ah, there we go. Okay, Half Moon and Gate will only turn green if both inputs are green. It cannot help here, so it will always turn red. So it should be that one? Yeah, there we go. Oh, goodness me. My eyes are already going funny from this, so I need to be red at the end. Yeah, I am... Let's go with the hints for this. Not gate is... It's always an easy one since... Again, the language they use. Do you expect someone who's glanced and just had a quick read through your instructions to remember all this? Alright. Let's go. I was hoping this would be shorter. Alright. Okay. No. There we go. Let's put that back. That was wrong. Yes, I will try again. So, trial and error. It's obviously not that. There we go. I believe I'm just going to end up brute forcing these at this point. This has just gotten to the point of, yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing so much. So it needs to be green at the end. Lovely, that's handy. Right, it was not perfect, but the margin of error was small enough with the data I gathered. You should be more proficient next time. Machine learning is, after all, based on some trial and error. I don't like the fact it seems to record like how many attempts you do, because I don't know if that's going to affect the ending, which will really suck if it does. But I think now has been enough time that I really should call an end to this video, and I will catch you next time.